All right, hello everyone. All right, it's a few people. Liam, Lucid, Swags, Lizard Morse, Burnt Wine, Skywolf. G'day. Hope we're all well today. So I'd come on and have a bit of a chat on what day is it today? I think it's a Sunday night. See what everyone's up to. Testing out some new streaming things as well, so we'll see how that goes. How's the Pythons? The Pythons are doing good. My Pygmy Python's had her first feed since being in a new enclosure. Make sure you check that out if you haven't seen that already. She's loving that new setup. It's such a good way to keep her. She's doing really good. What am I doing? Not much. I'm pretty bored here in lockdown. So I live on the Central Coast, New South Wales, and here we've been in lockdown for about 2 weeks now, I think, and it's extending for a bit further. So yeah, I've got to do some different things to pass the time. Blue Tongue has a little lump on his back. I don't know what to do. Don't know what his would be MBD. I'm not sure. I'd have to see a photo or something. Yeah, I'd probably have to see a photo of what it looks like. It could be lots of different things. That new setup is killer. Thank you. I do really enjoy having that and keeping that snake in there. Can't wait to make some more. That is one thing I hate about this lockdown, is that I can't go out and buy some more of this form ply, because I want to make a nice big enclosure, probably almost this size of this entire 2-bay, except just for one lizard being my Gillen's monitor. So that's what I want to do. Maybe a little bit less wide, and set up something massive for him, but can't leave the house unless it's essential, and I don't think going out to buy some wood for an enclosure that I don't technically need just yet is essential, so it's going to have to wait for a little bit. Do you have any ideas why Blue Tongue is climbing the glass of his enclosure? He could be too hot. He could not have enough places to hide. If he's housed with another one, then they could be fighting. He's trying to get away. There's lots of different things. Could just be bored. You might want to just come out and have a bit of time roaming. There's lots of different reasons. Holding my Blue Tongue at the moment. That's awesome. He's only a baby. Yeah, I'm not sure. Then I would definitely check your temperatures and stuff and see how that goes. I was the one that DM'd you on Instagram about my Blue Tongue having mites. He's looking a lot better. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope that that treatment's worked for you. I was going to make a whole video on that, actually. I'm sort of writing it up at the moment to try and show everyone how I treat mites if I ever get them, because it works really well. You ever seen a bluey scratch the side of its head like a dog? Yes, I have, actually. One of ours did it the other day. Yeah, so could be lots of different reasons for that. It could literally just be itchy. They could be trying to get some shed off. One thing to check with Blue Tongue is, I know a lot of people always talk about like their hands around their fingertips and things like that with shedding skin. But they also can get it stuck inside their, the canal of their ear. They got that hole in the side of their head. Sometimes bits of shed can get stuck in there, and they can be trying to scratch it out sometimes. So that could be a reason, or like what Burnt just said before, it could be mites. They definitely want to scratch, and they're very uncomfortable when they have mites. So yeah, just check for those sorts of things. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm looking from Japan. Wow. Along for your breeding environment. Fair enough. Australia's pretty good for keeping things outside and stuff. I also sprayed his enclosure with Mac mites, and it's looking very good. Cool. Double-edged approach there. What kind of substrate do you use for your Blue Tongues? I use lots of different things. So I like my Westerns down there right now. See his little head just there. They're just on Yuki Mulch. Yuki Mulch is sort of my staple substrate for these guys. Otherwise, I use the dried pine shavings as well. They're really good, especially for indoor stuff. If you've got a large number of animals, it really helps clean up really easy. Otherwise, sometimes I've used like the coconut fiber in the past, but I usually just stick with the Yuki Mulch or the pine shavings now. It's the easiest thing for me, really. Darren, how are you, mate? Great job you did on the Pygmy Python enclosure. I've kept one back from last season as a pet, and I'll be doing something similar. Nice. Not breeding them anymore, but want to keep one. Fair enough. Yeah, I saw you got that litter this season. How were they? Were they not very good to start or something? I assume that's why you probably don't want to breed them anymore. I've considered, getting a partner for my one, but yeah, all the stories I hear of getting those things started is putting me off a little bit. Get a new ball python on Wednesday. Yeah, cool. Right, so I'm one of the guys at the expo that actually suggested a vid on mites. Fair enough. Yeah, I am going to put out a treating mites video soon. There is a lot of them online. I'd essentially be saying a lot of the same things as other people, but I'll still do it anyway. A lot of work, and only really got really well established after 6 months. Wow, that's brutal. Far out. What size were they? Did you have to chop up a pinky or anything like that, or were they able to eat a full-size meal? Yeah, that's crazy. I heard I was listening to the Reptile Fight Club podcast, and Justin, I think it was, he said he got some pygmy pythons out recently, and he didn't have to do anything for them, which is really crazy. Like they just took straight away on pinkies, like he didn't have to do anything. So I thought that was pretty, cool for him, pretty unheard of. But yeah, wow, 4 grams when they hatched. Yeah, that's so small. Oh man. Well, this has got mites from snails, I think. Mites are one of those things that they can come in from you don't even know where, and once they're there, they're a bloody nightmare. That's why I like to quarantine any new animals I bring in. It's saved me many times from getting my whole collection infected with mites. I've had things away from everything else in a separate room and everything, and sure enough, after a few days of having them, I realized they had mites, and I was so glad that I didn't let them interact with anything else, because I could just treat those animals quickly and easily without having to do every single animal you own. So quarantine is king. Heard the smaller Enteresia need assist feeding to start, but not children's pythons. I'm not sure. Definitely think it'd be harder to start a Pathensis than a children's python, but I've heard all the Enteresia can sometimes be nightmares, but yeah. So I'm doing it there. Thermostat controls UV and heat. Whether he can see the reflection, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. Sorry. There's lots of weird things. Some animals are individuals. Like if you're talking about animals like surfing glass and stuff. One of these westerns down here. They're all hiding right now. I can't get one out, but it was a really big wall climber and things for a while, and it's not until I moved them into this enclosure where he's finally just for some reason calmed down. There's really no difference to any of the other setups, but yeah, sometimes just a change of scenery and environment or enclosure can just change an animal's behavior. So I don't know. My bluey doesn't come out of his hide. Would you know why? There's lots of different reasons. It is winter at the moment here in Australia. Reptiles want to brumate with the cold weather. There's some animals I haven't seen unless I've forced myself to see them in a few months. Like if you look at my recent video I just put out, there's a lot of time spent just away battling that cold. So they want to be away. And otherwise, if they're a young animal, then they're scared of everything. I think everything's going to eat them, and they just want to hide away. Blue tongues naturally as well are animals that love to hide. So don't be too shocked that it wants to hide a lot of the time. Don't keep forcibly bringing it out of the hide and everything like that. It wants a place where it can feel nice and secure. And I've found enclosures where you can sort of deck it out and give them lots of places to hide, they'll actually end up coming out more because they can easily slip away under a hide if anything ever spooks, and they know they feel nice and safe and secure, so they can come out and do their thing. Right. Quarantine, well, is it at the moment? Yeah, nice. Started on mouse tails and then got them mix of puppy food and sardines fed via bird cropping needle until they were around 10 grams and no pinkies after that. And on the pinkies after that. Yeah, wow. That is a lot of work. I might not breed for census. Good on you for powering through that. Jesus. I thought starting bloody green tree pythons sounded like a nightmare, but that sounds even worse. What are your favorite types of therms? What do you mean? Do you mean like thermostats? Assume you mean thermostats. At the moment, I mostly just use the Inkbirds. Nothing too fancy. I can hook it up to my phone, the Wi-Fi and things. They're easy to set, and work well for what I need, without busting the bank too much. Should try out cocoa fiber, Yuki mulch, and cypress mulch mixed together. I use it, and it's very good for burrowing my plants. Okay, I'll take that and maybe try it out. 2 or 3 out of multiple clutches can be fussy, but most are easy if you are willing, persistent, and keep agitating them until they either strike or flee. Fair enough. Other blue tongue is very aggressive at times. If you've got 2 animals that are being aggressive towards each other, I would definitely separate them. I've been wanting to get Simpsons/children's pythons, but hearing how hard they can be to start makes me wonder if I should just get house snakes. Well, if you just want them for a pet, if you're not breeding them, then they're an amazing species to have as a pet. You just get an established animal from a good breeder and no worries at all. I might get my girlfriend's one out in a minute and show you guys what a good Simpsons Python looks like. The thing just smashes food. No worries at all. Thermostats, yeah. Inkbirds are on and off. There's a few different, I think there's a couple different kinds. They're making some more now, I think, but they're simple on-offs. I do also have Habistats. I like the dimming thermostats. They're really good. And yeah, I haven't looked too much into thermostats. I should really dive into a bit more, but I like to keep things pretty simple. But I know like the Evos and stuff are pretty good. Player who? How you going? Don't know if I ever said this, but thank you for letting me and my mates hold the shingle back. No worries, mate. Anytime. You know where I can get my hands on some Nephurus pilbarensis? I would have no clue. For geckos, I'd say go hit up Rick Worthy. Otherwise, I don't know, just look around on Reptile classifieds. I might pull that up. Hang on a second, guys. 1 second. Now, let's see. Yeah, Inkbirds are on and off, not dimming. Be great if they made a dimming thermostat. That'd be awesome. I'd probably switch over to them. Can you explain the benefits of Yuki mulch? What's not to love about it? It's cheap. It's easy to find here in New South Wales anyway. I know in Queensland and things, some people have trouble finding it. It's natural, like almost any Australian reptile, at least ones on the coast and things. They're going to encounter eucalyptus at some point. So it's pretty natural for them. And being eucalyptus as well, it's very antifungal and antibacterial. So fecal matter and things like that. Doesn't get too moldy or anything, and it really holds back any bacteria and stuff. So it's a great substrate all around. Again, it's cheap, it looks nice, can hold moisture very well, or it can be nice and dry. Like, it's very versatile. It's definitely one of my favorite substrates. Do you rather mountain dragons or bearded dragons? I'm thinking about getting a group of mountains or beards. Depends what sort of animal you're after. Like, if you want something you can hold, do not get a mountain dragon. I was feeding my one today, one of mine, launched out of the enclosure, ran down my leg and stopped on my foot. And luckily I kicked my leg back up and then it jumped back into the enclosure. So they're very fast. They can escape pretty easily and they don't like being held at all. But that's what makes them such an awesome animal. They're so active. They display really well. And where are you? There you are there. Come say hello. No, can't reach. I'm sure you all saw her then. But yeah, they're so cool. I love mountain dragons personally. It's a bit different from a beardy. Has the reptile park been closed for lockdown? It sure has. Yeah, so it's been about 2 weeks now. And it is until the foreseeable future. Until lockdown's lifted. Because here on the Central Coast, for some reason, we are grouped in with Greater Sydney. So, yeah. What kind of snakes would you suggest for beginners? Some sort of Antaresia. Some carpets. It depends what you're into. I heard wormers are good as well. Wormers are pretty cool. I am in Australia, yes. And let me just try and pull this up. Let's see. Now, this, for anyone who doesn't know, is Reptile Classifieds. If you're looking for reptiles, like that person asking before, this is one of the best places to start without having to weave through the rules of Facebook. So you have to watch out for places like this for scams and things. Sometimes scam ads go up. Obviously, don't give people any money without meeting the person or anything like that. But this is where I sort of surf around, look, see if there's anything interesting that comes up. And yeah, there's always things on here. So if you want to start in any way looking for a reptile, or more reptiles, products as well, enclosures, you can see there, then yeah, check out Reptile Classifieds. I quite like this site. I've gotten a couple animals off here before. I'm sure some people have had bad experiences and some people have had very good experiences. So yeah, that's just one place you can check out. So, where am I from? I'm from New South Wales Central Coast. There's a Facebook page called Where Are the Geckos? Yes, I believe that's his page. He's got some epic stuff. Do you have your own store? I do not. I'm in the US, best beginner snake here are corn snakes, but I would think in Australia, children's pythons would be good. Absolutely. You guys have cool children's python morphs too. Yeah. So we have quite a few cool looking Antaresia here. I know Darren can attest to that. He's got some stunning marbled children's. Whew, so nice. And yeah, it's getting pretty cool here in Australia with all those. Time for my 2 Easterns. Do you know anywhere I could take them, or would you like 2 for your collection? I definitely don't need any more Easterns. Again, you can put them on Reptile Classifieds, like I showed before, or yeah, just advertise them around the place. I think he's a gecko. Which mountain dragons are more common in the US? I don't think I've ever seen a mountain dragon in the US. They're not even common here in Australia, really. Like, I don't know many people that sell them or breed them. I am pretty gutted that I've only got some females left now. I wouldn't mind if anyone has a male, let me know. I wouldn't mind trying to crack them in the future. I think I'd be able to get Yuki Mulch from Bunnings. I think I've seen it in Victoria, people having Yuki Mulch. It's good for all species of blue tongue. I've used it on every species except those I haven't kept. So, I'd say it's good for almost every species of blue tongue, depending on how much it's dried out. Obviously, you wouldn't put in soaking wet Yuki Mulch for a Centralian blue tongue. You're going to have an RI pretty fast. Do you sell any animals? Yes, absolutely. My Facebook page is where I put things up, as well as Reptile Classified sometimes as well. Let's see. Wardles, Reptiles, how you going? Should I get an Aki Monitor or a bearded dragon? Whatever you want and whatever you can care for the best. I personally think Akis are a lot more interesting, but different things for different people. Akis are probably harder to tame than a beardy, a lot faster, easier to lose. They can escape a lot easier than a beardy. And yeah, they're just different animals, so it really just depends on what you're after. All right, let's see. One second here, guys. So, this is my Facebook page for anyone who wants to check it out. I post regular updates on here. See, there's my recent video. There's a mountain dragon, that girl that was just running off behind me. So yeah, follow along there if you ever want to see anything I'm ever selling. I'll never explicitly say that I'm selling it because that's how Facebook works now. Animal sales are technically not allowed. So if I have anything that I'm looking to get rid of, I'll say something's available or looking for a new home, something like that. So yeah, that's my page. Check it out if you like, and definitely check out that video while you're at it. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool setup. So let's get back to these questions now. There's a lot of questions here today. Okay. Wish we could. Oh my god, it's all over the place. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Wish we could get ball pythons in Australia, but we're not allowed with international license. Yep. So yeah, we can't have any exotic reptiles here in Australia unless you're a zoo or something like that. With that said, we have really cool stuff here in Australia. You don't exactly need to have anything that's overseas. Like, yeah, there's cool stuff like chameleons, certain species of snake. But really what we have here in Australia is some of the best in the world. So, depending on what state you're in, if you live in Tasmania, then I'm sorry that you don't have much to work with. But, New South Wales, Queensland especially, South Australia I know is really good as well. Victoria's a bit iffy with their licensing system, I've heard. So it really depends where you are, but we have some incredible species here that really put a lot of other places to shame, in my opinion. So don't get too caught up about not being able to keep ball pythons. I've worked with them before. They're all right. They're nothing special, though. Like, you're much better off having a Simpsons Python or any of the Antaresia, really. It's a lot more interesting snake. And, yeah, just enjoy what we can have. Akis need bigger enclosures. Yeah, they're probably a lot more active. Lachlan, how you going? Should do some research on both. Decide for yourself. Yeah, exactly. How's the Gillens going? He's good. He's where is he? He's up there somewhere. He's actually up there. You won't be able to see him with the lights, but he's running around up there as always. Do you have an Insta? Yes, I do. It's Coop VDW. I don't post that much though. Congrats on 15k subscribers. Thank you very much. I didn't even realize until the other day, and I was like, oh, just clocked over 15k. That's great. So thank you all for subscribing and following along. Hopefully watching the videos, and yeah, let me know anything you'd like to see. Can I keep Louise outside all year round in Melbourne? Depends how you're keeping them. Depends on the species and how you've got it set up. I'd be more wary because of how cold it can get there, but I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure there's people that do it. I know there's people that do it, so it really just depends on your setup. Do you know anyone selling angle-headed dragons? Once again, hang on a second. Let's take a look. 1 minute. Okay. So, the great thing about this website is you can simply go ahead. Let's see. There you have it. There is some angle-headed dragons for sale. Sometimes, obviously, people don't update when they're all sold and things, but this is a place you can start. So, yeah, I know Mitch Hodgson and lots of people, breed angleheads. Right now, this time of year, it's not exactly the time to, be looking for new reptiles because nothing's really breeding at the moment or producing any babies. So you're a bit limited at the moment, but give it a few months, and this page and everything, that page, and everything else is going to be flooded. So, yeah. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Regan's Reptiles, or Reagan's Reptiles. I'm not sure. I think you're awesome. I love your reptiles and the way you care for them. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Crested gecko, yeah, they're pretty cool. Some of those geckos from overseas are very, very cool. Yeah, I've worked with Leachianus geckos. Awesome animals. Really cool. My favorite gecko in the world, though, is a Fantasticus, a satanic leaf-tailed gecko. I would love to have those. That would be incredible for me. If you've never seen one before, they are some of the most beautiful reptiles in the world. Pull up a photo just because I can. So, sorry if I'm missing anyone's questions or anything. Now these things right here, satanic leaf-tailed gecko, incredible animals. They literally look like a dead leaf. They're bloody awesome. And a guy I kind of know, Reptiliatus, he's got a great channel on YouTube. Go check him out. He breeds these guys and so sick. Here he is here, I think. That looks like his channel. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, epic animals, and yeah, just one another thing that we can't keep in Australia, unfortunately. But hey, it is what it is. We can all have dreams. Do you know if it's possible to get mountain dragons in the USA? I have no clue. I've never seen them over there before, but I wouldn't put it past people overseas. They somehow manage to get everything, whether it's legal or not. So, yeah. I doubt that they're over there, though, because they're not even that common of a thing here that people are into. So, there's probably no demand for them, hence that they won't ever go over there. But who knows? Any plans? Any new species in the near future? I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want a green tree python. That's something that would be very nice, I think. I'm hoping my mate Luke gets a nice clutch from his girl. But otherwise, I'm not too fussed at the moment on things. I'm just trying to upgrade the animals I have at the moment. So, I want to knock down on my reptile pits, redo those, redo some enclosures, even the ones behind me here. Like, I want to redo some rock work and things. So, build a new enclosure for the Gillen's monitor. That's probably my next #1 priority once I can get out and get some materials. And yeah, go from there. New Caledonian geckos, some of the best pet geckos. But Australia has amazing geckos, like many. Strophs, yeah, absolutely. Strophs are very cool. Lots of Australian stuff wasn't imported before the Australian export ban. Sadly, so I don't think we get mountain dragons. Yeah, lots of stuff wasn't imported before the ban, but there's lots of things that have become very popular over there after the ban that were never brought over. So things get out, whether it's through zoos or through smuggling and other horrible practices. Things will get out if the demand is strong enough for them. As bad as that is, it's just the reality. Anyone selling 60% triple het blue tongues? Again, go over to Reptile Classifieds. I feel like I see that sort of thing pop up quite regularly. If you want to see an expert on satanic leaf-tailed geckos, search out, Reptiliatus. Yep. Mangrove pythons were originally illegally smuggled in the US, and now they are pretty common here in the US. Yeah, 100%. Lots of animals have had that sort of, thing happen, and it is what it is. Are you going to do a video redoing your pits? Yeah, I will absolutely do that. Again, I need materials and lots of things before I can even get started on it. But in lockdown at the moment, so I can't really do that. So I'm just trying to update things where I can. Like I was able to build that Python enclosure just recently because I had the materials, thankfully. But now I'm kind of stuck. I can't do too much. I was hoping to make an enclosure for the other Python I've got, but because I can't sell off these animals at the moment due to lockdown, I don't have spare enclosures for it. So yeah, everything's kind of on halt at the moment. You're lucky Luke was happy to get rid of the Gillen's. I don't think he was happy about it, but he did. I think he only gave it to me because I make videos on it still, so you'll still be able to see it. That's another thing too, guys. If you haven't checked out, I'll pull it up as well. This is fun pulling things up. Let's see. That's the wrong one. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Here we go. Okay, that should work. Sorry guys, it takes a second. There we go. Okay. If you haven't checked them out already, make sure you go over and check out the Australian Herpetoculture podcast. I recently did an episode with them. They've been getting a lot of good guests. It's run by Luke from Beach's Scaly Beasts, obviously a great friend of the channel here, and Jason Rogers. So they're a great team. It's under the NPR network, so it's a good podcast. And make sure you check it out. So they're doing some really good stuff. Lots of Australian keepers and things you just don't hear about on other podcasts and things. So go check them out. Oh, there's my enclosure there. A little bit of a plug. There's me as well. So go check out my episode if you haven't heard it already. And lots to talk about there. So follow the Australian Herpetoculture podcast. They're doing great things. Now, back to these questions. How often do you feed your Simpsons? How big is it and what size mice do you feed it? Sorry, there's a lot of questions. I just want your insight. I'll get it out in a second and I'll answer all those. It's It's not that old. It's on fuzzy mice at the moment, and I feed it every 8 to 10 days, usually more close to 10 days just at the moment. Why don't you ship reptiles when you sell them? Because I'm thinking of breeding my male eastern. Depends where you are. I don't really ship in New South Wales. I've shipped interstate before, but really it's not something I like to do. So, but it depends what it is. I could be open to it. I'm in lockdown on the Central Coast as well. Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it? Frog Hunter, hello, how you going? Hi again. Do you ever get back into diamonds? Loved your app. Thank you very much. Yeah, diamonds are really cool, especially if they're like a nice high yellow or something like that. Beautiful animals. It's a bit big for me at the moment. I just want to stick with small stuff for now. But if I did get back into diamonds, I'd make a nice outdoor aviary for them. So, you know, it could be something in the future, but for now, it's not something I need. I'd rather get greens or something. My mate and I are spending lockdown building new enclosures, like the triple tank I sent you a pic of a messenger the other day. Yeah, nice. That's what I'm hoping to do soon. I just got word that the Python is 8 months old at the moment, roughly. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Yeah, so enclosure build, now's a good time to get through things like that if you have the materials. How often do your reptile getting inspected from the government or whoever does it? I've had my blue tongue 7 months and haven't been inspected. Yeah, that really doesn't happen. I've never been inspected once, ever. I don't know many people who have, unless they've been doing shady things. It's not something that gets enforced like that unless you, I think the exceptions when you're keeping venomous and things. It's not something that really happens. Any more enclosure builds? Yeah, like I said, I want to build a big enclosure for my Gillen's monitor. Otherwise, I'm hoping to do some more backgrounds and things on some other setups, but I'm kind of limited as to what I can do with the lack of materials because I can't. Well, I think you can go to Bunnings still, but it's not essential. I don't have to go and build enclosures right now, so I feel like it's not the right thing to do. Got a 7-month-old diamond who I can't wait to get into big aviary, hoping to breed in a few years. Nice. That's the best for a diamond. Like if you're on the East Coast, get it outside in a nice setup. They do so well out there. Got a 7-month-old diamond who I can't wait to get into big aviary, hoping to breed in a few years too. Oh, I think I just read that one. My bad. Blotched blue tongue looks nothing like your ones. Is it because I'm in Victoria? Mine's separate species from yours. So you probably got a lowland blotchy. So there's two different colour forms. There's your highland and your lowland. I've got highland blotchies, which are New South Wales type and into sort of Victoria. They're a lot darker, a lot more colourful. Your one's probably a lot more black and white and grey. That's the typical sort of look for the lowland blotchies. Still a beautiful animal in their own right, but they're not a different species or anything. They're just a different colour form, naturally occurring. Personally think northern spiny-tailed geckos are cooler than satanic leaf-tailed geckos. They are very cool. I don't know why, I just personally really love those satanic leaf-tails, especially some of those ones that Dion has, Reptiliatus. They are freaking phenomenal. They look like they've got mold growing on them and things, but it's just their coloration. Like they're ridiculous. Anyway, could go on about them all day. Get a mangrove monitor like Beach's Scaly Beasts. Mangrove monitors are very cool, but they're probably not something I'd have myself. They're a bit of an intense monitor sometimes. They are often not the friendliest, and a lot of work cleaning their water and things all the time. I know Luke spends a long time cleaning all the water and things. I'd much rather get a Kimberley Rock monitor or something like that. Something a bit smaller. You can make a nice sort of desert rock work enclosure for. And all my lights have just gone out. I will turn those on and I'll go grab the snake actually. Let mean, kill two birds with one stone. So give me a second, guys. I'll turn these lights back on and I'll go grab the little python out so you guys can have a look. I'll be right back. Go. Alright, so now, as you all hopefully know, I'm not a big tub guy, but this is all she has at the moment. Soon she will have a nice, beautiful big setup. Got to find her first. Assume she's underneath there. She's right there, actually. You can see her there. This is my girlfriend's little Simpsons Python. Probably just about to come out as it's getting dark. Where do I find a shingleback? I live in Vic. Again, go check out Reptile Classifieds. There's shinglebacks pop on there all the time. One second. When eastern blue tongue come out of hibernation? When? Mine usually come out, start coming out end of next month or so. But it depends on your area and how cold it gets and things. All right. Let's get this little devil out. Again, it's just the basic setup right now. And so this is a little Simpsons Python. A beautiful one at that. This is a sunburst stimmy. Look at those colours. Beautiful yellows and maroons. What a cool little snake. I'm kind of jealous my girlfriend's got this snake. But yeah, it's really good. So again, it's only about 8 months old or so at the moment. Feeding like a little beast. Yeah, I can't wait to get it in a better setup. This one was bred by Peter Birch over at Colourful Critters. And again, you want to find a good breeder for something like this, you know. Someone was mentioning before. These things can be difficult to start sometimes as youngins, but want someone that can establish them well, get them going, and then there'll be no problems from there. And I've never had a problem with this thing. It's a great little snake. Very cute at this size as well. Being a nocturnal animal, these things are starting to come out now, whereas everything else has sort of gone to sleep. So, I've watched Blue Tongue always makes little whistle sounds. Is that normal? Hopefully it's just hissing. Otherwise, this time of year, that could be a respiratory infection. Check for any sort of fluids and things coming out of the mouth. Give it some good heat. And if it keeps going, then I take it to a vet. Fry, hey Yoan. Yellow Potomac Betty vertebrae is healed. Not sure what you mean by that. I've got Tassie blotchies, 2 years old, 28 centimeters. They eat heaps. Is that normal? It might be a bit small. I mean, I don't know actually. Tassie blotchies I think are a bit smaller, so if they're acting healthy, eating well, then I wouldn't be too concerned. Some animals grow at different rates than others. As long as your husbandry's on point, then I wouldn't be worried about too much if they're acting like normal, healthy animals. I'm getting a spotted python in September next year. That's awesome. A very close relative to this thing. This is well, it's technically a children's python now, but I still call it a Simpsons Python. Beautiful little snake. Could he can Peter? Great bloke. Yeah, absolutely. Had a good chat with him when we picked this up. Probably get a spotted python next. Now that I have a pair of ball pythons, my ball python pair will create urban camos, which is a really cool gene. Fair enough. you'll definitely find spotted pythons are a little bit different to ball pythons, but yeah, it's cool to have a bit of variety. Why is my baby Bluey scared of my other? There might be a dominance issue there. If there's problems occurring, then I'd separate them for sure. That's a comment I got on one of my videos today that someone asked, so you can keep Louise together, yeah, because you do it. The answer is yes and no. It really depends. There is sort of a lot that goes into keeping animals together. It's not as simple as throwing them together and being like, yeah, they'll be fine no matter what. They especially blue tongues, depending on the species, things can go south very fast. You want to make sure the animals are compatible together. Depending on the species too, blotchies are generally really good with each other unless they're males. But something like Easterns can just turn on each other at random sometimes. And so it's not such a simple thing as that. What are you doing? Started breeding program with my mountain horn lizards after watching your show. Seeing how you keep yours. Thanks. Well, I don't keep mountain horn lizards, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but hopefully I can help you out. Do you still work at Reptile Park? Yes, I do. It's just closed at the moment, so I'm not working. Do you now work at the Lizard Lab? Yep, I've been there for quite a while. Again, not working there at the moment because it's winter, there's not much going on, and I'm in lockdown, so yeah. I've got a bit of a holiday at the moment from work. Hey Cooper, my lizards have mites, what do I do? Well, I'm actually planning on filming a video about that. I don't have it here on me, but there's lots of videos on YouTube you can look up about mites. The way I treat them, what kind of lizards do you have? I'm not sure, but if they're blue tongues or something like that, I've always treated with Frontline. So Frontline spray, you can get it at a lot of different pet shops and things. Spray down the animal, and do 2 or 3 treatments of it over a few weeks, and I've never had a problem with mites after that. So yeah, look that up. I think a recent one was from Muscle Serpents University on YouTube. They did a good video explaining the treatment with Frontline, and yeah, it works really well. So there's all the other sprays and things like that you can use. The mite sprays, I really don't know how well they work. I've heard a lot of mixed results, but from everyone I've heard that uses the Frontline method, they say it works really well. And having done it myself, it worked really well for me. So that's what I recommend. It's bad to hold a lizard while you have a cold. I don't really think it matters to them. Frontline it's called. Yep. Frontline spray. So it's for like cats and dogs. It's in like a blue and white bottle with like a cat and dog on it. And yeah, just look up videos on YouTube about how people use that to treat their animals. Tyler Nolan. What about Tyler Nolan? Oh yeah, he had mites recently, didn't he, as well? I'm not sure what he treated with though. But yeah, if you want to save a lot of time and a lot of guesswork, use that Frontline method. Dealing with mites with venomous snakes is a whole different story. Yeah, for sure. Frontline method might be a bit more dangerous in that regard because you got to rub down the entire animal with it. So yeah, where are you going? You can see how well they can hold on and things. Just that tail holding it on right now. That's why I love to give them climbing opportunities in their enclosures. Do you have any plans to own a thorny devil lizard in the future? That'd be very cool, but nearly impossible. They're a very hard species to keep if you're outside of their natural range because they only eat ants, and they eat a lot of ants. It's very hard to get the specific type of ant that they eat unless you're out there collecting them yourself. So it's not really an animal you can keep unless you live in Central Australia or something. It's a very cute snake. It really is. Very cute. Do blue tongues go in the outdoor enclosure in hibernation? Or in an outdoor enclosure too? Yep. I literally made a video on it 2 or 3 days ago. You can see what all my lizards are doing right now in winter during brumation. I might put you back, even though you're having the time of your life. Wonder spotted or Simpsons, but in Tassie you have a white-lipped snake getting a baby tiger soon. Yeah, right. It's a bit of a step up from a Simpsons. I guess it's all you can really have over there, hey? All right, come on, you. Let's go. Your hide would be nice. All right. Are your mountain dragons still awake? Yes. There's one right there. You might not be able to see it. Close this up so the snake doesn't escape. Mountain dragon just there. Hopefully see it. When is blue tongue breeding season? Depends where you are, what sort of cycle they're on, and temperatures. Mine usually breed early September, in October. Do you work at Reptile Park? Yes, I do. Do you have any tips on keeping baby eastern blue tongue skinks and any other second kind of lizard you'd recommend? Yeah, I've got lots of videos of that on my channel. Just have a scroll through, have a watch, and you'll see lots of tips there. Have you been to Kellyville Pets? No, I have not. I wouldn't mind going there. I've got a few friends that work there. It'd be good to catch up with them. I just haven't, ever really been around there to have a chance to go. So, especially not now that we're in lockdown. But after that, hopefully I'll cross by there someday. Yeah. Oh yeah, I might wrap it up in a second here, guys. Go and get myself some dinner. Hope you've all been having a good week and your reptiles are doing well. What is my favorite lizard? Don't really have one, to be honest. I love them all the same. I can't pick a favorite. Because my blotched blue tongue is about 1 year old, and I think he's trying to breed with my eastern blue tongue. Well, that's definitely not good. I would definitely separate them. You don't want to be creating hybrids intentionally. Thought you were in Sydney. Vic doesn't have an outbreak. I think lockdown's starting in Victoria very soon. You guys have been getting some cases, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Frenties are hard to beat as the coolest lizard. Adult croc monitors, yeah, they're alright. Both of those are pretty cool. But Komodo dragons are hard to beat in my opinion. Will be more expensive, blotched bluey, western, or Centralian. Probably Centralian. They're the least common one that you'll find. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for jumping on, everyone. I was just sort of testing out a few things on this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm going to head off for the night. Hope you all have a good one. Leave any comments below on any video ideas or anything you want to see. Otherwise, yeah, follow my Facebook page for more updates there. And yeah, let me know. I've got some more time at the moment, so I'll probably do some more live streams as well in the future. So I'll see you all soon. Have a good one, guys. Take care.